Have you ever wondered why some people seem to manifest effortlessly while others struggle, even though they're doing everything right? It's not about working harder, saying more affirmations, or visualizing longer. The real secret isn't in the technique, it's in your awareness. Right now, whether you realize it or not, your awareness is creating your reality. Where you place your focus, what you assume to be true, and the emotions you dwell in, all of these are shaping your life in ways you may not even be aware of. And until you fully grasp this, you will keep repeating the same patterns, not because manifestation isn't working, but because it never stops working. Most people try to force their reality to change while remaining unaware of the deeper truth. Their awareness is still fixated on the old story. They may affirm wealth, love, or success, but deep down, their awareness is locked onto lack, waiting, or doubt. This is why they feel stuck. But the moment you wake up to the power of your awareness, everything changes. Manifestation isn't something you switch on and off. You are always manifesting. Every thought, feeling, and assumption you hold is creating your reality, even when you're not actively trying to. Your life, as it stands right now, is simply a reflection of what you have been most aware of. Think about it. If you've spent years being aware of struggle, lack, or disappointment, your reality will continue to reflect that. Not because you failed at manifesting, but because you succeeded, just not in the way you wanted. The process is always working, whether or not you consciously participate in it. The only difference is whether you're directing it intentionally, or letting it run on autopilot, shaped by unconscious beliefs and repetitive patterns. You don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are aware of as true. And most people unknowingly place their awareness on things they don't want, reinforcing the very cycles they wish to escape. They focus on their fears, their doubts, and their limitations, constantly reaffirming them through their thoughts, emotions, and reactions. The mind is incredibly powerful, but it does not distinguish between what you want and what you don't want. It simply brings to life whatever you continuously feed it. For example, if someone desires financial abundance but constantly worries about not having enough money, their dominant awareness is still rooted in lack. They may consciously wish for wealth, but their underlying belief remains, I don't have enough. The universe, or the subconscious mind, mirrors this awareness back to them, reinforcing the very scarcity they long to escape. The same applies to relationships, health, success, and every other area of life. If you persist in seeing yourself as unlucky in love, incapable of success, or bound to struggle, your reality will continue proving you right. This is why shifting awareness is the key to true manifestation. You cannot simply wish for something different while remaining emotionally and mentally invested in the same old narrative. You have to start seeing yourself as the version of you who already has what you desire. This isn't about pretending or forcing positivity. It's about genuinely shifting your state of being. It requires discipline, not in the sense of effort, but in the sense of redirecting your focus every time you catch yourself falling into old assumptions. The truth is, everyone is already a master manifester. The issue isn't that manifestation isn't working for you. It's that you may not be conscious of what you are constantly affirming through your dominant thoughts and emotions. The moment you start paying attention to where your awareness lingers, you regain control over what you are manifesting. Manifestation is not about effort, struggle, or forcing things to happen. It's about aligning with the reality you want by becoming aware of it as your truth. Instead of focusing on what you lack, shift your attention to the feeling of already having it. When your awareness settles in this state, your external world has no choice but to conform. Many people feel like they're doing everything right, affirming, visualizing, scripting, but their reality stays the same. It's frustrating, confusing, and can even lead to doubt. They start questioning whether manifestation works at all or if they're somehow doing it wrong. This doubt becomes a cycle in itself, reinforcing the very reality they're trying to change. But here's what they don't realize. Looking at their 3D reality and assuming that nothing is changing is the very assumption keeping them stuck. The more they focus on what appears to be a lack of movement, the more they unconsciously feed that belief. They wake up each day, search for evidence that their manifestation is working. And when they don't see immediate proof, they fall back into frustration and disbelief. This pattern strengthens the assumption that things are stagnant, causing the external world to mirror that back to them. Manifestation is not about effort, it's about awareness. The moment awareness shifts from nothing is happening to everything is unfolding, reality begins to reflect that shift. Not because anything was forced, but because the illusion of stagnation was no longer being reinforced. When you truly accept that things are shifting behind the scenes, your experience naturally begins to align with that new awareness. Consider this: when you plant a seed, you don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You trust the process. You water it, ensure it gets sunlight, and allow it to develop in its own time. You don't declare it a failure just because you can't see the roots forming beneath the soil. Manifestation works the same way. The moment you stop doubting, questioning, and constantly checking for proof, you create the space for things to unfold effortlessly. Most people underestimate how much their current assumptions dictate their reality. They believe they are simply observing what is, but in reality, they are reinforcing it. If someone continually looks at their bank account and thinks, "I never have enough money," they are not just making an observation. They are solidifying a belief that shapes their future experiences. The same goes for relationships, health, success, and any other aspect of life. Whatever you persistently assume to be true becomes your reality, whether you realize it or not. This is why shifting awareness is so powerful. The moment you decide that your manifestation is already in motion, you free yourself from the cycle of doubt and impatience. Instead of seeking external confirmation, you trust that what you desire is already yours. This isn't about blind faith. It's about understanding that reality is always catching up to your dominant state of being. When you truly embody the awareness that everything is unfolding in your favor, you no longer need to force, chase, or struggle. You naturally align with the version of yourself who already has what you desire, and reality responds accordingly. The shift happens first within you, then the 3D world follows. Most people don't realize that they are unconsciously keeping their awareness fixated on lack. It's not that they aren't trying to manifest what they desire, it's that, without realizing it, they continue to place their dominant focus on the absence of what they want, rather than its presence. This is the core reason why so many feel stuck, frustrated, or like manifestation isn't working for them. They affirm love, but deep down, they are aware of loneliness. They repeat, "I am in a happy, loving relationship." But when they wake up alone, their first thought is, "Why am I still single?" That fleeting moment of doubt might seem small, but it carries the weight of their dominant awareness. They want love, but their focus remains on the absence of it. They script about financial abundance, but in daily life, their awareness is locked onto bills, debt, and fear. They visualize wealth, but every time they swipe their card, check their account, or think about money, their emotions reveal the truth: they are still aware of lack. They don't realize that it's not their affirmations or scripting that shape reality, but their state of being. If their state remains one of financial struggle, their external world can only mirror that. This happens so subtly that it often goes unnoticed. A person may say, "I am wealthy," but the moment they check their bank account, their awareness snaps back to lack. Even a single thought of "How will I afford this?" or "I need more money" confirms to the subconscious mind that their dominant awareness is still scarcity. The words they speak are irrelevant if the emotions and assumptions behind them contradict the desired state. And here's the truth: wherever awareness goes, reality follows. Your 3D world is simply a reflection of what you have persistently been aware of. If you keep looking at your current circumstances as proof that nothing is changing, you unknowingly reinforce that same reality. The external world does not move first, your awareness does. If this is truly understood, there's no need to force belief. The key is simply to stop feeding awareness into what isn't wanted. This doesn't mean suppressing negative thoughts or emotions. It means consciously redirecting focus. It means choosing, moment by moment, to dwell in the feeling of having what you want, rather than reinforcing its absence. Think of awareness like a flashlight in a dark room. Whatever you shine it on becomes visible. If you keep shining it on lack, that's all you'll see. But the moment you turn it toward abundance, love, or success, that becomes your new reality. The shift isn't about forcing yourself to believe something unrealistic. It's about persistently choosing to focus on what you desire, until it becomes your natural state. When you master this, manifestation is no longer about struggle, effort, or endless techniques. It becomes effortless, because your external world is only ever reflecting where your awareness resides. So, how do you break free from these cycles? The answer is not in doing more techniques. It's in one simple shift: moving awareness from lack to fulfillment. This isn't about pretending or forcing belief. It's about recognizing where awareness has been and making a conscious decision to place it somewhere else. Right now, at this very moment, there are two choices. Continue focusing on what's missing, staying stuck in a loop of frustration and waiting, or shift awareness to the state of already having what is desired. Not by forcing, but by recognizing that whatever awareness is placed on is what will manifest. There's no need to convince yourself that your manifestation is real. You don't have to force belief, repeat affirmations endlessly, or desperately try to feel something you don't. You just need to become aware of what you have been assuming all along. Because the moment you truly see it, the moment you recognize the subconscious assumptions that have been shaping your reality, the illusion is broken. This is the power of awareness. It doesn't require effort, struggle, or endless repetition. It's not about constantly battling negative thoughts or forcing yourself to think positively every second of the day. True awareness is simply noticing. Noticing where your focus has been. Noticing the beliefs you've unconsciously accepted as truth. Noticing how your reactions and emotions have been reinforcing a particular state of being. When you step back and observe, you start to see how much of your reality has been shaped not by what you desire, but by what you have unconsciously accepted as true. If you've been assuming that you're stuck, that things don't work out for you, or that manifestation takes time, then that's exactly what your reality will continue to reflect. Not because those things are inherently true, but because you have given them power through your awareness. It simply requires noticing where awareness has been and shifting it, without resistance, without doubt, and without constantly checking if it's working. This is where most people get stuck. They want to believe their manifestation is real, but they also keep looking at their external world for proof. They say, I am in a loving relationship, but then check their phone to see if their specific person has messaged. They affirm, I am wealthy, but then anxiously look at their bank account. These actions may seem harmless, but they reveal an underlying assumption of lack. If they truly believed their desire was already theirs, there would be no need to check. The key is to shift awareness and trust, not through force, but through inner knowing. Imagine a child planting a seed in the ground. They don't dig it up every hour to see if it's growing. They trust that, given time and the right conditions, it will sprout. The same is true for manifestation. The moment you stop anxiously looking for results and simply know that your desired reality is unfolding, you remove all resistance. Because once awareness is placed on fulfillment, reality has no choice but to reflect it back. This isn't about pretending or forcing yourself to feel something that isn't there. It's about gently shifting your inner state until it becomes natural. The external world is nothing more than a mirror, reflecting back whatever you hold as true within. When you stop reinforcing old assumptions and instead place your awareness on the version of you who already has what you desire, manifestation happens effortlessly. It was never about effort. It was never about struggle. It was always about awareness. Change that, and everything else follows. Reality has never been random. It has never been outside of your control. Every single experience, good or bad, has been a reflection of what has been most dominant in awareness. And the best part, the moment this truth is fully grasped, everything can change. There's no need to wait, no need to hope. The only question that matters is, where will you place your awareness now? Because whatever you choose to be aware of becomes your world. Where has your awareness been focused lately? Share your thoughts in the comments. I will meet you with another golden nugget. Happy manifesting.